Excuse me. How do you pronounce your name?
Vayner.
Vayner?
Yeah.
I'm experiencing the apprehension of harm from whatever electromagnetic device that you might be using, and what seems probable. It seems probable to be your two-way radio.
Okay.
And I'm experiencing swelling in the inner thigh of my legs, and also cranial hemorrhaging.
Do you need an ambulance?
No, I don't feel that it's that severe.
Okay. If you need an ambulance, I can get you one.
May I ask why you're here, or what are you?
I just have an investigation going on. The deaf people can tell you more. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, you can just make a reference that I mentioned that to you. And what's your badge number?
338.
338. Okay, thanks. I'm not sure. So, yeah, I have an electromagnetic energy condition that is sensitive, around radio frequency radiation, which is produced by police officers, two-way radio, use of radar, whatever other instruments they might have. And yeah, exactly. I get the jitteriness, and I get cranial swelling and sinus, swelling and all that. And so I just find it strange that they seem to consistently be around me with these devices, and I'm experiencing these strange symptoms that I've never before, up until the last few years. I'm 40 years old, but you think I'm fine? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So, okay, so I'm going to leave. Apologize for leaving the floor late, but.
No, you're not leaving for late.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I will. Hopefully, I will be able to do that. Good morning, Miss.
Good morning. Good morning.
Shit. I can't even walk myself. I didn't get an hour going on.
Can you pull this up for me?
It's a busy morning.
Can you pull it
Yeah.
up? Just a moment.
Yes.
Can you pass it down? Okay. You know, there's a button that holds it up and right there.
I thought you were coming in anyway.
Is everyone on that's coming now? Okay. There's no agreement.
Good morning, everyone.
Last night we went I'm telling you, I told her if I wasn't on probation, I would have beat the dog.
that shit, period, because I don't fuck with that.
And then on top of that, all she do is lie and food. Every time I step on the scene, it's always in her house.
So he needs to, give me his underwear so I can wash it, right? Right, why? So you free ball? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not.
It's so strange that these police would be here, you know. The same morning that I experienced, you know, a strange pulmonary incident that made it difficult for me to breathe and resulted in coughing and ear ringing. And, you know, so, I mean, it just seems like these police are relentless, but okay. So, you know, they've often trivialized my expressed concerns, you know, as paranoia, but yet, you know, I have been consistently intercepted, you know, a strange and unusual amount of times, you know, in the city, throughout the city of Ann Arbor, at various locations by these officers, either directly engaging with me for strange, unusual circumstances of suspicion that they can't produce a witness for, to temporarily detain me or justify the temporary detaining of me as a probable suspect, to just the most trivial to the most bizarre response to, bizarre circumstances that they are responding to, apparently. So, you know, you folks be the judge of it. So now you can see, actually, now that I've walked away from the shelter center and I'm able to evaluate this picture. You can see the background radiation that the scanner was prevented from rendering a sensitive and accurate assessment or rendering of, you know, you can see those strange lines. Those are not shadows. You know, they're blue. And then you can see that that strange haze, blue haze in the background. So it was also unusual that all of those some of them shared residence with me on the upper floor, and others are being serviced by the warming center accommodation downstairs, on a nightly basis. But it was very strange that, there was a mob, almost an orchestrated mob of them, anticipating the possibility of me using my scanner app to detect radar radiation from their vehicles, from the two police officer vehicles. After apprehending strange, harmful symptoms, uncomfortable symptoms upstairs in the company of that police officer. And that's why I continue to record my experience exiting the building. And so, you be the judge. But I will go a little bit further this time to state and draw your attention to the post that I've made publicly charging the Ann Arbor police officers specifically, deliberately, maliciously, and harmfully using their knowledge of my compromised condition, whatever it is, the draw or electron capture of various forms of radiation and the accumulation of an extremely strong buildup of static electricity. They're not happy about that, obviously. And they're clearly, deliberately, instead of cease and desisting, taking a different approach and using harmful intimidating tactics to force me to take those postings down from my Facebook and YouTube, which are protected freedom of speech and publication, substantiated and granted to me by the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. So, other than my residual symptoms of a central nervous system overload similar to serotonin syndrome, that is often the result of being around high power radio frequency and microwave energy instruments such as radar and two-way radio equipment, specifically and distinctive to law enforcement use. I'm fine. I don't apprehend any more harm that I've removed myself from that location, and I'm optimistic about going about my day to pursue constructive activity and productivity. So I do not believe, and I feel more than confident that I am not experiencing right now what has often been trivialized also by supporting perhaps gang stalking hospital personnel at the University of Michigan emergency room, supportive of the local law enforcement's harmful attacks, you know, reckless or intentional maliciously. I do not believe I'm suffering right now from delusions, or a delusioned or paranoid thought process. I am associating a circumstance and the consistency of similar circumstances in a small amount of time with a consistent related suspect, that being various police officers of the Ann Arbor Police Department. In addition to the symptoms that are most consistently brought about being around them using their equipment. And at this point, they're so mad and upset that they're aloof. You know, they don't deny having these instruments or using these instruments around me. They don't deny interrupting my internet and phone call over the internet network. I've posted videos of all of this, so you know, they know that I'm homeless. They know that I don't have money, perhaps to legitimately and effectively host a civil suit immediately to hold them accountable. You know, for at least their negligent use and reckless use of these instruments in the public, especially in close quarters, that could very easily and probably pose a harmful health effect to people with pacemakers and other conditions that are sensitive to high power electromagnetic energy, ranging from static electricity through ultraviolet or even gamma ray. I mean, law enforcement have powerful electromagnetic energy conducting electronics, and discretion of how they use them. You know, with modest legal legislation and policy regulation drawn up in good faith, that they are acting responsible in the use of those electronic devices and not exposing the public to significant harm. So they have to. You know, the law would require them to be mindful that not every person is fit or been proven fit or well enough to withstand the exposure, the direct and immediate exposure to such high-powered microwave and radio frequency electronics. You know, for example, if it was the case that I experienced some type of exposure to ionized gas in the form of radar or tritium, you know, whatever you want to make of the previous video that I posted, that could render me excessively electronegative and therefore electromagnetic energy conductive. You know, and so it's just some fluke coincidence that in all of the history that I have in that place for the past 2 years, you know, I've never encountered them upstairs, you know, but too often down in the lobby. So, you know, I leave it to you. There are always going to be sympathizers with law enforcement efforts, regardless of their culpability for whatever reasons. But you've heard me articulate about the circumstance. If you're a professional, a mental health professional, you can make your own assessment of my reaction to it, articulate it along with the video.